Do you know what you were born to do, sir? Madam? You were born to do whatever you cannot get rid of in your mind.
I was calling Hollywood, like sending tapes and stuff, what I did with Jackie. Nothing worked. Nothing worked. 3 years, I was like, what I'm going to do? And I was in the office being a web designer.
Oh, so you had to get another like normal job after whoever.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
So you had the opportunity, the dream,
Yeah, that's me.
and then basically it stopped, and you just had to go back to like being a normal like 9 to 5 type dude for 3 years. Where would you rank that? You know, experience aside, do you think that's your best fight scene, at least on film, or do you think there's another movie that's your best fight scene?
Good thing with Jackie Chan is Jackie is a little different than a lot of other action stars nowadays. Jackie lets you shine. Jackie kind of plays the underdog, so he needs a very good opponent who can show all his skills. And if you fight other guys, like other people I fought, they don't let you do that. So Jackie is amazing. Like actually, he opens you up. He lets you do the best of the best. Like when he fight Benny the Jet, right?
Yeah,
like
yeah, you let Benny and Jet do some amazing stuff.
Ken Lo, like, so this is the good thing of Jackie. I have to say that, like, no one ever made me as good as Jackie since till now. Jackie,
you know what's interesting? I was talking to a buddy of mine the other day, and he said it's kind of like it's either the actor, the main actor, you know, that you're fighting against in the movie, or it's the director, or it's something where it's like they basically want the star to be the bride. They have to look the best in the wedding, or in this case, the movie. They can't have like a bridesmaid look prettier and better than the bride. So it's almost like they have to kind of not let someone really show off all of their skills so much because they don't really want the main star of the film to not look as good or as talented. So I think there's that element there, you know?
Oh yeah, I had a lot of moves being cut out, even in choreographs being designed. Like the actor said, no, I don't want him to do that. And so I have been, after Jackie, I have been a little bit underexposed fighting all the other stars because they didn't let me do even, they didn't make me do less even. So in that way, I'm very thankful to Jackie because I went to the maximum, like with the leg holding, with some kicks, combos at that time.
Sure.
Of course, I developed more moves over the years, but I was never allowed to really show them. And guess what? I was allowed to show them in a Thai TV series.
Oh yeah?
I had the freedom there. And guess what? It became very popular. And then I started to think like, okay, it's important you can show your style. If not, you just become how somebody called me in the business, a boxing bag. There was one stunt guy, very disrespectful guy. He said, Ron, you are just a boxing bag. He said it to his friend, not to me, but he said, like, Ron is a boxing bag, and I'm just going to use him to get hit. He was a stunt coordinator. I'm just going to use Ron to get hit because he loves to get hit. And I always like stuff. Like I said, yeah, of course, let's do it, right? But they started to make jokes about that. And that's 4 years ago. And then I started to tell myself, look, who am I? Literally, huh? Who am I? The movie.
Yeah,
who am I? Who am I?
When are you going to come full circle?
I said, no, I'm that guy with the dream. I wanted to be like Van Damme. I wanted to, you know, be this action star.
God will not allow you to dream what you cannot produce. That's why deep in you there's a quiet scream to be great. And that scream is legitimate.
Yes, you can admit that people want that. You know, you have to admit who you are. You cannot be like, maybe I want this. No, I want to be like.
No, you got to think and dream big.
You may try, but you can't get away from what you really are.
You know, nobody says, I want to
Yes.
be that guy that Van Damme kicked one time in a movie. No, you want to be Van Damme. You know, like everybody should think like that. I want to be Bruce Lee. I want to be Mike Tyson, Michael Jordan, Van Damme. Like, put yourself up here, man. Think highly of yourself and shoot for that. And, you know, I mean, worst case, you're not going to, if you don't hit as high of the target, at least you're aiming high and you're going to hit higher than you ordinarily would have, right?
Yes, of course. And like Van Damme is extreme, like he's amazing. He has everything, like the body, the look, and everything as you described.
Yeah, the full package, sure, definitely.
He has the full package. But there were stuntmen coming to me in Thailand, like, who do you think you are? You know, you think you are a superstar or something? Why are you you train so much. I said, well, am I not allowed to have a life, to be someone I love to be?
Wait. Stop. You can't do this. Why? Because these are somebody else's wishes. They're somebody else's dreams.
And it's a lot of guys, what you see over the years, it's very interesting this. In the movie business, like stuntmen or actors, they slowly disappear into the group. The stunt team, they slowly disappear, or they become coordinators, they become this and that, which is great, but that's not their initial dream.
This one right here. This was my dream, my wish, and it didn't come true.
No.
Like some guys, they got more bold, or they lost confidence, and they try to hide behind these other jobs. But if they admit it, they wanted to be an action star.
Oh,
and I stick to that. Yeah, but they'll be like, haha. But then, if other people still going for that, they don't like that, because they still go for their dream, and they already gave up on it. And there's this weird kind of thing of feelings there, like in this business, and I pick up on that.
No, it makes sense, because again, if they threw in the towel on theirs and they see somebody who's still going for it, it kind of makes them feel bad about themselves, why they're not still going for it. Somebody else's success at the end of the day makes somebody else feel like a failure. It just is what it is,
Yeah, that's it. And it's this territorial thing combined with this. But I look for the confident people. Those are the ones you can build with. Confident people.
Confidence. That's what I like to hear, man. You know what I'm saying?
So I had this guy in Belgium, Stutz, right? And I saw his videos, his style. I was like, man, you should come to Asia. And he came. And now he's playing movies.
Oh, wow.
Right? So, yes, and it's Wing Flow. Check him out, man. This guy is amazing. We did a fight in English Dogs. Amazing guy. And we talk on the martial art level. Respect. There's not this insecure stuff. I went to China. A lot of guys hated me there, because I was a guy from Thailand. I fought a lot of action stars, and this guy coming to China suddenly into their market was like, whoa. So they pretended to help me, but they got the jobs themselves and just bye-bye. It's all insecurity, those guys. And I know who they are, and they know who they are, but they are sneaky. This is not, if people go to that energy level, right, they're never going to make it. This is an energy level of you are behind. This is like a shadow level. If you are looking at others and just try to be better than them or try to hate on them, you're never ever going to make it. You lose charisma, right?
Yeah, no, that's true. That's true. Talking about like how you connect with the martial arts, and I mean, at the end of the day, martial arts all about self-improvement. Now, obviously, people are going to compare themselves against others. It's just a natural thing to kind of see where they stand, in the grand scheme of things. But at its core, and the way you stay secure is you focus on yourself, your personal development and growth. And again, martial arts or a lot of things like that. Like if you're building upon that's the real barometer. As long as you're improving yourself somehow, then there's no reason to feel jealous or insecure, because again, at the end of the day, as long as you're building yourself up, it doesn't matter if you're ever going to reach another guy's level. You got to improve your level, because that's really all that matters, and really all you can really compete with is yourself at the end of the day.
But you think maybe it's like you against you? Yeah,
exactly. And that already takes so much like life energy to do that. You cannot lose that on other stuff. You won't make it. You won't make it, right? If you prepare into that. And one time I got lured into this for like almost 2 years, like into some ugly stuff, and it becomes worse. You try to defend yourself, you say stuff, and this is the wrong way. So I just recommend for actors and stuff, never fall into the trap of this. Let it go and just build yourself, and you'll get the whispers, like they ridicule you. So I always say, get ridiculed, guys. Be different from the different. It doesn't matter. Bruce Lee got ridiculed. Elvis Presley got ridiculed. Right? Bruce Lee, they wanted to challenge him because he was different, the Jeet Kune Do. But those are people who make a difference on this planet. Think like that. Don't be scared to get ridiculed. You don't need to be part of the group. Be good with everyone, of course. But if they don't accept you the way you are, then that's not your group.
Yeah, no, I mean, you got to be authentic at the end of the day, And I think that, like, you know, like they see somebody who's authentic, and there's going to be people who like you are going to like you more, and the people who don't like you aren't going to like you anyway. So you might as well let them not like you for being you, as opposed to not liking you for being something you're not even, you know?
Yes. And that is the trick now, to catch those one who are in stealth mode. There's a lot of guys in stealth mode, so they will talk behind your back, like, oh, this guy, he thinks he has his new style, and he thinks that he's going to make it, blah, blah, blah. There's a lot of guys in stealth mode. And when you get a big event in your life, like a new big movie, the pimple is going to pop. Like, they're going to come out, and they show a little bit more of they can't control their emotions. I had one guy on the set of Triple Threat. He's a high up actor. Should be very secure guy. Sure. I met him. He said, oh, Ron, you think you are a superstar now? You want to sit with us? You still want to eat with us? I said, guys, I'm okay. We can eat together. No problem, you know. I don't feel that issue. But he was like, you think you're a superstar now? Blah, blah, blah. And all this kind of talks. But that guy felt bad. He wanted to fight Tony Jaa in that movie. I got it. But he had to process it. And it came out in an ugly way. But that is what people encounter in this business. Like, when you get something, there's always an other side. And if that is like, if you're not surprised by that, you expect it. You can't get hurt. And that will make you keep going.
Yeah, that's good.
Sorry, I talk a lot, David, but I just want to
No, it's good info, man. A lot of people like this behind the scenes stuff and what's going on, you know. Like, I haven't heard somebody speak as openly about it who's been involved in all these films. You know, and kind of like their perspective and experience on the industry in general, all that. So I find it fascinating. And I think a lot of people
You know what, David? You know what, David? In this business, right? I died already. I died because of my stunts. I was -0. Everybody ridiculed me. I have nothing to lose. I'm a free man right now. I can fight anyone I want. I can do I already died.
We're going to enjoy being dead for a while. Trust me. They'll be surprised when we show up.
I'm free to go, but I'm free to help others as well right now and share this with them. I am their man right now. And anyone who wants to have a dream to be in movies, they can contact me and I'll give them advice. I'm their man, and I'm against those bullies who are gatekeepers, who put others down. And we have those hyenas behind, the insecure ones, stunt guys, who are afraid for other people coming in. I'm going to change that, guys. And that's my mission.
Oh, that's cool, man. So you're like that thing, you know, that breaks locks. I forget what the lock breaker.
I'm the lock breaker.
Yeah, so, bust those gates open, man.
Yeah. Those guys are proud, eh? Like, oh, I'm so proud I closed the door in front of people's eyes. Man, you're destroying somebody's dream. How can you feel good with that? You know, if you're going to die,
there's power trip, man. Like, yeah, I mean, I'm like you, man. If I had an opportunity, I'd much rather help people. Like, I don't want to hold people back, because I'm very anti-victim. Like, I understand and get that some people, depending on their situation, have things a lot harder than other people. That is just going to happen, whether it's socioeconomic, whether it's what country they're in, whether whatever, you know. And in this day and age, whether they want to say it's based on race or sex, etc., you know, like whatever. Some people have a harder time to overcome things based on where they're living. Okay, that's a fact. But at the end of the day, you can find examples of anyone from any background who's become extremely successful. So that alone is the proof of don't be the victim, because this guy or girl, they overcame. Why can't you? Focus on those people, not all the negativity coming from the mainstream media trying to hold you down and keep you like in your place. Like, if you have a dream, you know, go for it and believe in yourself. And if you don't succeed, honestly, ask yourself, is there more I could have done? Of course there is. Don't blame external things that you don't have control over. Focus on what you can control. And I think that in general make people a lot happier and a lot more successful.
Your life is what you think it should be. Whatever you believe about yourself, that's what you will be and always be. So if you want to change yourself, you got to change the way you think about yourself. I know this sounds like you heard it before, but you didn't. I'm telling you.
Yes. So in my case, I see this as a blessing for me to become a warrior, to become what I am now, even 20 years later. This is part of it. And I'm happy that I could endure it. Some people ask me, Ron, you didn't, they saw me later. Even people who worked on Who Am I met them later on other movies. You're still doing movies? after my stunts, we're still working in movies? I said, of course, this is my life, you know. They couldn't believe I will still keep going. So the art itself is amazing. The acting, the fighting, that's all cool. It's just dealing with society. And from the social system, what you say, the media, the social system, to relationships, girls, marriages, girls, buying a house, buying a car, all those locks in life. Sometimes you have to break that and sacrifice. Here we come back to the sacrifice thing, to get to a bigger thing. Sacrifice, and some people can't sacrifice and they stay in the safety zone. But the ones who sacrifice can really make a difference. But that's the hardest part. And for me, this was a big sacrifice, what happened with Jackie, but 23 years, but I accept it. But I don't accept if things are not right. Like this thing what's been swapped and talking like I'm so stupid, blah, 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 like make me look like that. And it's like the whole fight is like that. And so I don't like if things are not just like justice. If it's injustice, I don't like that.
Sure.
Right? But I take responsibility. Yes, I didn't do the timing right. I had to learn. My first movie, yes, I was bad with timing. And look at any Western fighter, even the guys who ridicule me, even after being coordinators for 10 or 20 years, or being actors, I tell them, if you put them in front of Jackie right now, they can't even do the timing right now after 10 years. Believe me if I say that. Sorry, I'm a little bit like, and those are the guys who are talking. They wouldn't even be able to do it right now. Sometimes they work with Jackie, they get 2-3 punches and bye-bye. Right? But let them do a full fight. They will see it. And not their first movie like with me, after 10 years.
Yeah, no,
they're going to feel it.
That was your first one.
They're going to feel it. And they're the ones with the big mouth. But those are the ones hiding behind those big gatekeepers. Try to get jobs and be the ass lickers. Guys, you will never make it if you stay like that. Just think bigger and be more secure about yourself. That's my message to those guys. And don't put others down. Just build yourself up. That's my message to those guys right now.
Great message. Here's a question, Ron. So what did you do and how soon did you do it after Who Am I? Because obviously you've been working in film since then, 20 plus years. So what project did you get after that, and like how did you get it?
Well, the thing was, they promised me like Police Story 5. I was on TV, like I was too excited, right? Like, oh, I'm going to Hong Kong right now. It didn't happen. My stunts came, all that stuff. I had this manager, LA, blah, blah, blah. It didn't happen. So I was in a big vortex. I was calling Hollywood, like sending tapes and stuff, what I did with Jackie. Nothing worked. Nothing worked. 3 years, I was like, what I'm going to do? And I was in the office being a web designer.
Oh, so you had to get another like normal job after Who Am I?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
So you had the opportunity, the dream,
That's me.
and then basically it stopped, and you just had to go back to like being a normal like 9-to-5 type dude for 3 years.
What a frustration.
Yep.
Which
Holland.
is,
I mean,
which
in
I will
Holland,
say
there's
this, I'm glad you never gave up on that dream, because obviously it worked over the last 20 years for you. So
yeah.
Okay, so you're working your whatever 9-to-5 job.
Yeah. And I was like, no, I can't be in here, like in Holland, nothing is happening. And we did some short movies and stuff, but in front and behind the scenes, people are not like Jackie, right? I was used to this standard.
Yeah, sure.
People were like, they didn't know how to shoot stuff, right? And I was like, no, I shouldn't be, I should go to Asia. And one guy said, Russ Price, I met him. He's actually in Jackie Chan movie, Who Am I? Russ Price. He said, man, Ron, if you were in Hong Kong, you would do very good. Don't be like, the worst thing is, I want to tell to more people, the unknown, the fear of the unknown is bigger than the fear itself. So once you're there, things will solve each other. Things will be solved. Just go. And you will see. So, I said, okay, I'm going to do this. So I saved money. I got a sponsor, a very nice guy. And Hong Kong is expensive, right? So I went to Hong Kong.
Welcome to Hong Kong.
And Benny Chen from Jackie Chan, Who Am I, said, okay, Ron, I know you're coming. I wrote him. We have this movie, Gen Y Cops, a Hong Kong movie. If you're there in the second week of July, you can play small part. I say, okay, right? I'll be there.
Sure.
So I fixed it. And And the first day I called Benny Chan. I was in Hong Kong in the hotel, right? Big culture shock, Hong Kong, culture shock. I got like phobia about the streets there. And so I went like first street, second street the next day, and I got a phobia there. And more people get that when they're first in Hong Kong. But okay, Benny Chan, sorry, Ron, the movie's delayed for 1 month. Said, oh no,
Wow.
now I'm in Hong Kong, right?
Yeah.
Stole my money.
Oof.
So I had to, the last day before I had to go back to Hong Kong, I was just desperate. I just walk into the city of Hong Kong. I tried to do kicks in the street, and maybe somebody see me, right?
Hey,
I
you
was
never
very
know, man.
naive,
Yeah.
like a kid, almost like. But nobody saw that, of course. And guess what?
Huh.
The last day, I look at a building. I see John Woo Office. John Woo Office.
Wow.
What the hell? John Woo Office. I have nothing to lose, right? I go in.
You got nothing to lose, man.
Yeah.
Van Damme and Menachem Golan, man. Just he got nothing to lose, man. Just see what happens, man.
Yes. They were preparing this boxing movie, and they say, I just walk in. I said, we know you from something, but I didn't say I was from Who Am I. Huh? I learned my lesson. I didn't say that. Because I looked in Who Am I, my hair was like this. So I look a little different. So they say, are you a boxer? You need a Russian boxer. I said, well, I'm a boxer. I was terrible at boxing that time. I was terrible at punches. I was a kicker, right? And said, okay, do a few punches. It worked out. So I got a part. I said, sorry, I have to leave tomorrow. And one very cool guy, again, he's an angel. Guys, I don't want to only talk bad about people. He was an angel, this guy. He saved my life. He said, you know what? I'm going to give you some money. You're going to stay longer. So we did that boxing movie. It's called Born Wild. I wasn't good at boxing there. But with that money, I could stay. And I could do the movie with Benny Chan.
Sure.
And on top of that, there was Tekken, the Hong Kong Tekken that time. Yeah. And I played Brian Fury in that with Stephen Fung. And they changed the name, Avenging Fist or something.
Okay.
But it was like, wow, just because of one thing I saw. If I didn't see that building,
that was cool, man.
I wouldn't be here now.
Yeah.
No. So the world, the destiny is very strange how life works. Really. Just be ready, what you said. Just be ready and go for it. And I think the things will find its place.
Yeah, that's right, man. Like I said, it's the preparation. Like, you just got to be ready if that opportunity ever comes. If you're ready, boom, good. But you know what the most disappointing thing would be? What if you were prepared for like 10 years or 20 years in your life, and then you gave it up, and then 5 years later you're not ready, and an opportunity's there, but you can't do it? It's like, that would be devastating. So let no one tell you who you are and what you're capable of. Let no one tell you that. You can't accept that. You know who you are, where you come from, what you sacrificed all those years.
You were born to do whatever you cannot get rid of in your mind.
Because there's some bullies on the top there. And maybe they're invisible, but I know who they are. They're terrible. They are the disease of this movie business.
You're a disease, and I'm the cure.
And everybody has a dream and a life. So now I'm fighting for everybody's dream. If I can help people, I'll do it. If I give them advice, I do it. I know what it is. I come from -0. I'll do it. I'll be that one.
A leader develops this or discovers this awareness that they were supposed to play a role in humanity. Every one of you were born to do that. But 90% of you will take it to the cemetery.